Hey guys, welcome to the Cultivate Her podcast. This is a podcast where you tap into your purpose. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. We want you to tap into your purpose by finding what it is that is your gift. And we want you to take that gift and utilize it all throughout your life. Welcome, guys. How are y'all doing? We just wanted to check on y'all. We checking on y'all. And we're going to welcome my girl, Jenny Boo, my homie Patromi. As y'all always know, my ride or die, my forever ever the homie, patrol me. I'm gonna give her all the introduction she deserves. I know she hates it, but hey, girl,
Right, hey, what's going on?
how you doing?
Girl, I always love your introductions. You got me laughing over here, but I'm doing well. I'm so excited to be here recording another episode. Can't wait.
I know, and you know what? We're talking about something good today, and I love the fact that we're talking about cultivating healthy friendships, and that's so important because Jenny, you are my ride or die, my longest and one of my closest friends that I have. So I'm excited about this
I am
topic.
too, and it's definitely the same here. Longest, closest, even though you're the furthest in distance, but our bond has never been stronger.
Yes, that is so true. That is so true. So I'm just excited about the fact that, oh, wait, drink check, drink check. I don't know why I always forget to check in for drinks. So let's just do a quick toast. And this toast is to, oh my God, I don't know how long we've been friends for.
Middle
Since seventh
school.
grade? Yeah,
Yeah,
middle school. So a toast to us to having a long, healthy, strong, and I pray that we continue to have that strong bond and friendship because you're my sister, okay?
yeah,
And friends are
girl.
hard to come by, girl. So
Yeah,
to
you
you.
stuck. Cheers.
Thank you. I love you, girl.
I love you too, boo.
Yeah. So if y'all didn't toast up your friends while y'all listening, or call your girl, your best friend, and let her know, girl, I love you because I don't know where I'll be without you. So let's
Listen,
continue to cultivate this healthy relationship by telling your friends you love them now. You gotta say I love you. Cause you know
make
I
it
just love.
weird. Make it awkward. Say it.
Yeah, make it uncomfortable, right?
Why not?
I just wanted to. I was gonna start off with karaoke. You know, I was gonna be corny because I was gonna be like, "No new friends, no new friends, no, 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 no." Hey, 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 get it? No new friends, no new friends, no, no, no. Because we ain't got time for that. I'm sorry, but I ain't got no time for new friends, girl. I ain't trying. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Since we talking about cultivating healthy relationships, I don't know what it is about 2020 and slowly walking out of my 20s, I'm just going to say that I ain't got time for the friends. Jen, I don't know about you, girl, but I know we're a distance from each other. But making new friends is just a thing I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I ain't got time.
I feel the same way. It takes a lot of energy and effort these days, and you just don't know who's real and who's authentic. It's a scary time.
Yeah, girl. I don't know. I don't know. Friends be funny, man. I'm just, girl.
Yes, I
You know,
have trust issues too, so I don't know. I think that's the hardest relationship to cultivate because that's one that you really want to be long term. And then when
mhm.
it's this thing, it's like, I thought you were real. So sad. But yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Cause I'm gonna be real with you. These new friends, when you're making these new friends, they really don't know what it takes to being a friend. Like, we should have friends applications. Who was it? Oh, you don't watch Housewives of Atlanta, right, girl? Let me tell you. So on
You talking about
Housewives,
Cynthia?
yeah,
Cynthia.
when she gave Nene the contract,
Oh my God.
girl, I think we need to do that. I think we need to start giving people friend contracts, like real facts. What you
That's
think?
one way to figure out all the details in one. Just go right through the application, and if you qualify, then best of luck to you, you know?
Yeah. And if you don't, kick you out the door. Bye bye. You was
Bye.
invited for a little bit. We'll see you later.
You know, that's one thing too. I need to realize that some people, we have relationships that are seasonal. People used to say there's a saying that we used to hear. Some friends are seasonal. Do you remember that, Chris?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't know what it meant at first, But
Mhm.
now, as I'm getting older, I'm getting more comfortable with the idea that some people are just meant to come into your lives to teach you a
Mhm.
lesson in that moment, in that time, and it's okay that they're not there for the long run. You know what I mean? You just have to take the lesson that they come with the relationship
Mhm.
and just move on. So that's where I'm at
Girl,
with it.
I feel like it wasn't it your mom or my mom that always said, my mom at Jamaica, I was about to throw my accent in, girl. And she said, nobody are your friend, you know, have no friend. Me, I tell you, say friend, I go come and friend, I go go. So
Yeah,
and then she used to always tell me that, and I'm like, whatever, whatever, whatever. And she's like, you see the friend them you have no, you're not gonna have them in that 10 years. And I used to always think she was crazy saying that. Like, yeah, you ain't got no real friends, but let me tell you, parents know who your real friends are. Look at me
mhm,
giving a figure. Parents know who your real friends are. Cause my mom didn't mess with none of my friends, but she sure did mess with Jen. Only Jen was allowed in my house.
yeah.
Yo, them island parents don't play. They know. They know. Like that's
I
your friend.
knew I knew it was a bond when she invited me over for Thanksgiving or something. I was like, yes.
And my mom never called me and asked for no other friends. So how well she do ask for my other friend Tiffany, but she always go, so how's Jennifer? Missy Jennifer, what dear, Jennifer just God, man for feed her.
Yes. I wouldn't want to feed me, but I love it. The food is good.
Yes.
She the only one that got to eat ribs. Remember last
Yes.
Thanksgiving? That shit was
Mhm. Let
good.
me tell you, those parents know how to peep out the good friends.
That's true.
But I think that on our friends application, the first thing we need to add is loyalty, girl. Will you be loyal and ride or die? Check yes or no.
Right. Yeah, what are your motivations? If your
Right.
motivations don't match my motivations with myself, then it ain't gonna work. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Oh, right. Motivations and what you want to align yourself with. Because, like, if you're not walking down the same road as me or have the same goals, right, then I can't mess with you. Because you
Right.
over here doing other shit, excuse my language, and I'm not trying to be down for the shit you down with. Real facts. Like, spare me the bullshit. If you're gonna be that friend that want me to lie to you every day and tell you that the shit you're doing in your life is good for you, then I ain't the friend for you. Cause I'm supposed to call you out.
Yes. A
I'm
lot of
supposed
people do like yes men for their friendships, but I'm not with that. You need
Mhm.
to be real with me. You need to be all the way
Yeah.
100. But talk to me nice because I'm gonna want to fight you. Like don't don't come at me
Bad,
crazy, but you can correct and adjust me, but don't do yeah. There's a
well,
thin line.
you and I have very similar personalities. So a lot of times when I'm ready to talk to you, I gotta be like, "Well, I gotta be in Zen with my legs crossed and meditation mode before I talk to Jennifer. Because if not, we go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yes, yes, very true. That's because you're a real friend, though. You should be able to like get to that point with a real friend and then come back and wind down and be like, okay, this is really where the underlying issue is, and let's work through it. But if you can't get to that point with a friend, then is that really truly a friend? Not everybody's going to get along 100% of the time. So it really is a testament to your relationship when you guys go through trying times to see how you get through them, you know?
That's so true. And now that you're talking about trying times, because I want to go back to the time we had our biggest fight. Yes, I'm about to share with everybody.
Oh,
I don't
God.
know if you remember this fight. But,
Let's
we
see.
got into a big argument, but like I just since we're talking about cultivating healthy friendships, we're gonna just put our friendship out there on the line, you know? But I remember Jen came to my house and I'm mad OCD-ish. You remember when I had my party and so okay, I had my birthday party and I'm the type of person I don't like to wear my outside clothes in my bed. So Jen is just chilling in my bed and shit like that. So I come in, I'm like, nigga, are you really laying in my bed with your outside clothes? And I said it just like that. And she was like, yo, who you talking to? I'm like, nigga, I'm talking to you. And she was like, no, you're not talking to me like that. And she's like, you know what? Just because you talking to me like that, I'm not getting up. This was years ago, by the way, y'all. We was mad childish. So she's like, I'm not getting up. Since you're talking to me like that, I'm not getting up. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm gonna make you get up. I'm laughing now that I think about
Gangster. Straight thug. You see how she tried to bully me, y'all?
it. I'm
I
laughing because we were mad
can't.
childish.
But you're right, you're absolutely right. Being outside, being in the bed and outside clothes is completely disgusting. But the way you talk, I was like,
I was
girl,
wild.
I was like, who are you talking? My mama don't even talk to me like that.
Yo, she was like, man, I flipped the whole bed over, yo. I'm surprised you ain't knocked me out.
Girl, hot ass man.
Yo, oh my God, it was a mess. So, anyways, that happened, and Jem stormed out the door. I was like, whatever, forget her. We gonna be all right. And then I don't know. I just remember us making up, girl. Do you remember when we made up? And it was like it was weeks. I don't know if you remember this. It was weeks after the fact. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, I'm sorry too. And then we was both crying. And I was like, I just love you though. I don't know if you remember what we made up. And then I was talking on the phone right after that came to your house. Like, I just didn't mean to talk to you like that. I could have spoke to you a little bit better, and I could have just said something differently. And I was just very disrespectful, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. I remember that fight. We've had so many stupid fights, but for that one I remember it. I knew you were my friend for sure because you were able to forgive me. And that's huge when it comes to cultivating a healthy friendship. Is being able
yeah.
to get past shit. You know what I mean? And the fact that I was dead wrong. I don't even care. Reflecting on it, I was wrong. Point blank period. But the fact that I was able to come to you, Jen, and say, "Hey, girl, I'm sorry." We were both in our feelings because we ain't talked for 2, 3 weeks in our feelings, bucking up. You know, like I ain't talking to her, she not talking to me, and
Mm.
that's what it is. And I don't care. And it was both mutual that we linked up and was like, "Hey, girl, I miss you. Like I'm sorry. You know, let's not fight." And I loved her for. I love you for that, because I'm telling y'all now, my personality is a lot, and I love Jennifer for being my friend because she really got patience. Because even though my personality is strong as shit, hers match me 10 times.
Some people will be like, really? Sweet good? Yeah.
Yo, your personality definitely match mine 10 times full. So I don't even care. You know, I don't want to hear nothing because she does. But
That comes from having strong Caribbean parents. Like you just have to know how to tolerate things. And ultimately, you have to know that people make mistakes. And I knew that that was not how you treated me on a regular. So it's not like it was an abusive relationship that I
Mhm.
was tolerating, but it was just a situation that we had gone through. Miscommunication, us being petty, because me being in your bed in street clothes is nasty. So, but had you talked to me nicely, I would have politely gotten up, avoiding all of the situations. But
Mhm.
that's all in the process of learning and growing and what we're doing here, cultivating her. At the point, we didn't have any real guidance of how we should behave or what we should be doing, what's right and
Yeah.
wrong. So we were just figuring shit out. We grew up like sisters, really, because we like fought like sisters, we made up like sisters, we held each other down like sisters, fought for each other like sisters. So I think it's important to just keep that going and just remember that everybody makes mistakes along the way. As long as you're willing to own up to it and take accountability, then you should be able to get past anything as a friend.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. In our relationship as friends, in our friendship, I had to learn how to take accountability. And my pride, if you're gonna really cultivate a healthy friendship, your pride, you gotta take your pride away. Because I think that was my biggest thing in our relationship, is that I was so prideful of certain things and didn't want to like I I didn't want to admit that things were not okay when it wasn't, you know what I mean? Or say something or admit my wrong, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And it's just bad that I couldn't actually hold myself accountable and say, hey, you messed up, go apologize to your friend and make up and stop treating her like, you know, like she's some scumbag. Because a lot of times, if you got a friend that treats you like some nigga on the street, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm
That ain't true.
sorry, I can't be on here trying to come correct and try to speak to y'all a certain type of way. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna give it to y'all street ladies.
100.
If
Yeah.
someone gonna treat you like you some nigga on the street, then that person is not your friend. Point
Mm.
blank period.
Yeah.
Period.
Anybody that can will respect your boundaries and your what you allow for yourself. Sometimes we put ourselves to the side to satisfy other people, where some people accept just any kind of behavior. But it's okay to be,
Mhm.
like take accountability when you're wrong. It's okay for you to have boundaries within your relationship. When someone does you dirty, it's okay to be like, no, you got the wrong one. You got to be able to stand
Right.
up for yourself. And I think that's what you're saying. People are afraid. They want to just, whenever things get uncomfortable, they try to tread lightly. But no, I
Mhm.
think it's important to address the issue head on and just be able to
Right.
figure
That's so
out the
true.
end result from there, because anything else is just going to allow it to fester.
That's so true. It's like you got to just dive into it. You can't like let it sit back and right fester because it doesn't help.
Right.
And that's one thing I appreciate about you and I, because I ain't gonna lie, we'll have not necessarily a shouting match, but we'd be like, oh, well, I'll call it a shouting match because we're not hearing each other. We're
Hmm.
talking at each other. So at that point, it's like, well, you da 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 da, and you da da da, oh, really, 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 and then it's like, whatever. Then talk to you later. Sometimes for us, it'll take us to have more than one conversation. So, in the process of diving into it, I should say, right? That for me and Jen, when we dive into it, sometimes it could be a talking at you match, and we just talking at each other. But then the second conversation is, okay, I heard what you said. Now let's actually get through it. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Because if you're just talking at each other, then you're not really listening to how this person actually felt. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a friendship, there's feelings and there's facts.
Mm.
And that's with any relationship. And one thing I try to do when I approach my friends, especially my friends, because my friends are people I really genuinely care about. Now, if you
Right.
just somebody else and I don't care, you're gonna get savage me. I'm not gonna lie. Real
Sounds
fact. You're gonna
good.
get savage me. I'm gonna just tell you straight up. But when it comes to my friends, I take my time. I think about it first, and then I talk to them about it. And I make sure I'm hearing, because I realize that a lot of times when we're talking to each other, we're not listening. I got to make sure I'm hearing what you're telling me you felt. I felt like you did A, B, and C. And because you did this, fun fact, because the feelings leads to facts. They're two different things, but they lead to it.
Hmm.
Fact is, you hurt me like this. Fact. Let's go back to our argument. Fact. If I did not come in the room and talk to you that way, you would have never felt like you need to respond to me aggressively. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It wouldn't have been necessary. So I think that we definitely have to approach our friends with respect, respect and loyalty. When you're loyal to somebody, you're gonna work on everything. It don't matter. Listen, I don't care if anybody tell me one thing. I know, if I know my friend, if I know my friend, nobody could tell me nothing about my friend. So anybody gonna call my phone and tell me, oh, Jen, da 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 da, excuse me, come correct.
Right.
Y'all see my finger going. God,
That
I'm giving
girl.
my finger right now. Come correct if you're gonna come to me about my friend. Number one. First of all, ain't nobody buck enough to come to me about my friends. That's
Hmm.
number one.
That's
You
me.
could
Like, if you got an issue, keep it to yourself or don't come at me because I don't even care.
exactly. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. There's many situations, right? And this is where we talk about loyalty. Let me just when we talk about loyalty, Jen. I Jen is laughing because I know.
I know where this is going.
Ah,
It's good.
yeah, let's take a sip to that one because she know exactly where I'm about to go into this story. Ooh, I think it's the tequila. I added too much tequila. So in my tequila, I actually I got the Rock, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He just created a tequila. It's so good. It's the bottle's
Ooh.
$28 a bottle. But girl, the smoothest tequila I've ever had in my life. It's called Terramana.
Mm.
Girl,
I could
I
feel the
forgot
burn.
I drink it straight. No, no burn, nothing. Smooth as shit. The smoothest tequila I ever had.
Mm.
We're gonna get on it. When I come to New York or when you come to Florida, I'm coming for Christmas. Wait, what are you doing? You need to come here for Thanksgiving.
I was thinking about that. We're gonna talk about that after this, girl. Because I did a 4-day weekend, girl. Yes.
Yeah, girl, buy your ticket now. What you doing?
Yeah. I'm probably right next week because I have more bread, but yeah.
We can talk about that. Yeah, but like, anyways, it's a tequila that got me going into the story now. So let me tell y'all. and I'm hitting the loyalty topic. So a couple of weeks ago, um, was it a couple weeks ago? Girl, I don't know. Somebody hit up Jennifer talking about me to Jen. I don't remember if it was a couple of weeks ago, but whenever they did it, and Jennifer was like, okay, like they were like, oh, we wanted to know if Christina felt uncomfortable or something like that. Was that the story, Jen?
What story are you talking about?
I don't want to go into too much details. All right.
Yay.
All right. The story with this specific female.
I
Do
know
you
the
remember?
female.
You know what female, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then her friend hit you up. Her friend hit you up
Oh, this was
about,
old.
huh?
This was old.
Yeah, old story.
Old. Okay.
Yeah, old story. So her friend hit you up about you going to an event, right? Because she wanted to host an event. And me and this girl used to be close friends too. We all were close friends, but I'm no longer friends. And we talking about the fact that she was like, "Oh, I want to invite you, Jen, but I don't know because you friends with Christina, and Christina got beef with Shorty, and blah blah blah." And Jen, I'm gonna just go ahead. What was your response?
Well, right. Yeah, that's just petty because their beef don't have anything to do with me. Like, first of all, I'm not involved. Your issue with that person is your issue. So, and then you're the third party. So it's not even like you're the one that have the direct issue with my friend. But ultimately, if that's how you roll, then you're not for me. Like, I need people that's gonna be
Right,
loyal regardless of the fact. I should be able to be friends with whomever I want, whether or not you get along with them or not. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to talk bad about you to nobody if you're my friend. Even if you're not my friend, hell, I don't want to talk bad about you because that's not what I do in my spare time. Like, I have better things to
right.
discuss. But if you can't be mature enough to be around somebody where you're not necessarily friends with, or you're upset with them because they're friends with someone that you're not friends with, then you're just not mature enough to like move past like an adult. Like people are just immature, stuck in like high school mentality. I don't have time for that.
Hmm. That's so true. And the thing is, like, I wasn't expecting Jen to be like, oh, like, well, I wasn't expecting Jen to say, oh, well, because, well, as a friend, I'm not gonna expect Jen to not be friends with this girl because I'm not friends with that girl. Okay. That's just silly. But if it came down to it, Jen, and Shorty came after me, I know for a fact Jen gonna go after her. No questions asked. But in any situation, I'm gonna be real with y'all, and this is where we talk about real friends. If I was in the wrong, like say that I did roll up at this event, right? And this is where we talk about loyalty and respect. And say that I came at that girl sideways, Jen gonna have my back, but she's still gonna tell me you was dead wrong for that. You
As a
were
friend,
dead wrong.
good. Yeah, I'm always gonna have your back, but as a friend, you got to be able to check them when they're in the wrong. Behind closed doors, I still got to talk to you nice because I don't want you to come at me in front of these folks and then we fighting. But yeah, I'm
Right.
always your back, but regardless of the fact, you should be able to tell your friend when they're in the wrong. Just like that girl needs to talk to her friend and be like, "Look, girl, that happened umpteen years ago. Get over it. What's the issue?"
Right.
But some
Like,
people, it's not on that level. Just because you grow up don't mean that you really grow up. Not everybody
that's
matures at age.
that's so true. Growth is everything. Growth is important. And growth is really important when you're talking about cultivating friendships. If y'all are the same, if me and Jen was the same as we were when we met in seventh grade, Lord, I don't know. You know?
You'll be
Lord knows.
2 out here looking crazy.
Yeah. We definitely have changed a lot over the course of time. And I know for a fact that I'm a whole different person. Man, the growth, the elevation that has happened, over time, evolution. I said
Hmm.
elevation, but they're like the same.
Elevation is good too. You got to elevate in life. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
But we definitely, our friendship has evolved in stages. And one thing that was, I just want to go back to the fact that you spoke about shared interests. And one thing I knew with Jen and I is that we definitely shared the same interests. And honestly, I was just probably like, okay, I was the bandwagon friend. So I was just riding Jennifer's bandwagon. I was riding the wave with Jen because when Jen and I were friends, I honestly, I think Jen, didn't you start swimming before I did?
Yeah.
I think that's how it happened. And then she was like, "Yeah, come swim." And I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna get in this water." Yeah, but like I was riding her wave throughout high school. I was picking up her interest. That's really what happened. Because at first, I remember before I even started like really swimming, I was singing with Jennifer's sister. We were singing
Mhm.
in a group. I don't even know how that happened, but we ended up in a group singing.
And
And
I'll be the
then
one getting you guys ready like 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you remember?
yeah, Jennifer used to be counting us in and snapping y'all. It was hilarious. She couldn't sing for a lick, but she was over there
Nope.
like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was jumping on her, I was jumping on her wave and you know why I was jumping on her wave is because her interests were really positive. Because at the time in my life, I had so many negatives going on, but Jennifer had good grades. She was pretty like a chill person. She had good friends. She didn't really get caught up in no stuff. At that time, I was in some mess. I was fighting. I was smoking. Oh my God, I was in all types of stuff. And Jennifer was like the fresh air to my drama, like a real clean slate. So I really was actually excited about the interest that we you had, and then the things that you had going on in yourself with yourself. And I was interested. I was like, well, she got good grades, so I need to start getting good grades. And she's not fighting, so I don't want to fight either, And that's really how it went. When I saw your report card in school and I saw how good your grades were, I was mad. I was like, I need to get my life. That's when I realized I need to get my life. So I was like, I'm
Wow.
jumping on the Gen wave. I'm gonna jump on the Gen. So I was jumping on the Gen wave back then, and I was starting to gain the common interest with her. So Jen was like, "We going to college? You need to go do your financial aid." I said, "Okay." What's financial aid? Help me out. I need to figure it out. College? Really? You know, I appreciate you for that. No lie, I followed a lot of things you did. I'm not
I
gonna
never
lie.
knew that. That touched me deep. I like that. That's beautiful. And I'm happy that I was able to be an influence on you because really, like I said, like you were like my sister, like the sister that I liked at the time. You have sisters and you don't really get along with them. Like that was the real sister. But you were the one that I always liked to hang around. So it was just fun to just be able to grow with you in that time, you know, going to swim practice and, after school and talking to Todd and just hanging out. Like it was always exciting to be in that place with you because you were my closest friend. So I'm
Yeah.
happy I was able to be a positive influence on you to help you get to the point where you are. That's beautiful to know.
Yeah, that was really big for me. And, although I was really on your wave, what was big for me is that what was another big thing for me as our friendship cultivated was our values. Our values aligned a lot. Like, I always had a walk with Christ, and I always kind of had the straight for that. Like that's something I was raised with. It was instilled in me, and I felt like it was something I could never let go, no matter where I went. And when I was walking that walk, Jen was like, "Okay, okay, we gonna do this together.
I sure
You remember
did.
that?"
That's when I really started going to church. Oh my God, girl. I remember like it was yesterday.
Hmm.
Going to Sunday school, they would take us on trips. That's when I hopped on your bandwagon because I saw that that was something that I was missing. Like I grew up in a church, but I grew up Catholic, so our churches are a little bit different.
Right.
So going into a different kind of religion. It was new to me and then experiencing because that church is different. But when you go into a Pentecostal church, like just the warmth that I felt, like it was just a whole different experience. And that's something that I wanted to continue on. And it was amazing because I had my closest girlfriend there with me, going through it with me. So it was amazing. I love that.
It was fun. And I do believe like when we were going through that process and our values were aligning, not only our values, but our
Yeah.
shared interests were aligning, I realized that our friendship was getting stronger and our connection allowed us to grow together, you know? And I was excited about it. I was really excited about that change, and um, I needed it. I needed that part. I needed it. I needed it.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, it's just so random. Like, what are some other things that you think that Um, oh, before we go back, before I ask you that question, remind me because we're gonna create a whole friendship application and what it should look like if we were
Yeah.
gonna make new friends now. Because I think both of us are in a place where we're living in different areas. We're not living where we were raised, where our hometown is. We're both not in our hometowns, and we definitely are having. I'm not gonna lie, I've been in Florida for 3 years now, and I have a hard time building new friendships. And I don't know about you. Um, I feel like we spoke about this, that we both kind of struggle with kind of letting people in. So we definitely need to create this application, okay? But what do you think are some other values, or not necessarily values? I want to say, what are some other things that you think contribute to creating a healthy friendship?
Creating a healthy friendship, I would say consistency. Um, I feel like not only do you need to just be a good friend, you need to be consistently a good friend. You need to be consistently truthful and honest and open with that person, even when, things might be a little bit uncomfortable. Um, it's still important to just be that ongoing instead of
Mhm.
just being that person to impress somebody. And then once you got them in your grips, you're like, now I can be myself. And like, you know what I mean? Because some people are
Ooh,
like
bow,
that.
bow, bow, bow. Jen popping shots out here. Listen,
You
listen,
know
listen.
how
She
it
just
is.
she clapping back right now.
Um,
Girl. I know you ain't just dropped that bomb like that.
You know how it is, girl. You know exactly how that go. And someone puts
Mm,
on their face to show you, who you think they are. And then when you really get to know them, you're like, you're not this person at all. Me, for instance, I don't like shallow people. I like people that are down to earth, that are open-minded, open people, because
mm,
like I've been like I've had everything that I've needed, and I've had everything that I've needed taken away from me. So I'm an extremely humble person, I'd like to think. So I like to surround myself with people that are humble, that are open, that are honest, that don't feel like their shit don't stink. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
I can't be around perfect people because nobody's perfect. Even Jesus Christ was criticized because, people had judgments against him. People are always gonna have an opinion. Like you just need to be open and be honest and be yourself. But for me, my non-negotiable as far as a good friendship, you just need to be consistently you, Don't try to be somebody that you're not to try to impress me.
I completely agree with you. I think that you and I had this discussion because I was in that phase with a specific friend. And we always talked about this friend being mad fake because of the fact that when she was around certain people, she was different. And I can't be friends with somebody like that. Show me you all the time, who you are. Show me your true self. I can't take the
Right,
flip flop and the back and forth. I just need to know who you really are, because if that's the case, that means when you're with other friends, you're going to be a whole different person. Or when we're in another environment, you start treating me funny, and I'm not going to really like that. You know,
right. Mm,
yeah, these fake friends. These fake friends. Y'all gotta understand. Also, in the process of trying to cultivate healthy relationships, you better be able to peep out an unhealthy one right away. Okay, you got to be able to say, you know what? I see how you move. I don't need to mess with you. So we just gonna let you go. You got to be quick to remove somebody out of your life,
mhm.
because if people don't realize. I don't know about you, Jen, but I know I've had a friendship that was dawning on me for a long time. It was a heavy friendship to carry. And I couldn't understand why. And it was because she didn't, me personally, I don't want to say that. That's too harsh. That's too harsh. She was struggling with love from within, right? And here I am trying to show her her beauty, and she couldn't see it herself. And in the process of all that negative, dark cloud energy that she had, it began to bring me down. And that type of friend was not good for me because as time went by, whenever I was going through my ish, she was there because she wants to hear about the pain. But when my shit was good, She was never around. She was sad. She never there to support me. My engagement, she wasn't there.
Mm.
But when my relationship was going through its shit, she was right there.
Misery loves company,
You
girl.
wouldn't show up for my engagement. Yeah, real shit. And the crazy thing is, she was offended because I didn't want her to be take part in certain things that dealt with the wedding. And it was because I told her, I said straight up, you a flaky friend.
Ooh,
I can't deal with flaky friends. I need someone that's gonna be there for me through the good, the bad, and the ugly.
yes,
Real
girl.
facts. We that needs to be added to when Jennifer talks about Jen. When you talk about consistency, that's part of. We don't need flakiness.
Hmm.
Flaky friends can't be friends.
Or wishy-washy. I don't like that wishy-washy
Oh,
stuff.
girl, them wishy washy friend, the one them listen. Y'all want me to get Jamaican on here? Wishy washy friend them. Nobody don't have time for that.
No,
The
that's
ones
funny.
that want to pop up when they feel like, or when you might benefit them, or when them life no good, so you can help them too. Uh.
Mm.
No, no. A matter of fact, I'll be quick to close the door on those people. Not gonna front. Let me not sound like I'm not a forgiving type. Cause you call me and you're going through something, I'll be quick to send a prayer for you. Thank you, Jesus. I pray for you and everything like that. But I'm gonna have to love you from a distance, my dear. I send my prayers.
Boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Boundaries are important. Boundaries are important.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And Jen, I know you got a friend that you had to let go.
Yeah. I actually had to, within 2020, I had to let go, quote unquote, my best friend. Like, you know who this is, Chris. You know you're my ride or die.
I don't know what you talking about because I'm your best friend. Talking about you had to let go of your best friend.
My high
Who's
school best friend girl. You know who I'm talking about.
oh my bad. I forget about her all the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the case. That's the exact kind of situation that you said where I just felt like I was putting way more energy into it than I was getting out of it. I feel like I would always like whenever I come to town, I would always call her and text her, try to see her. Well, let's just throw out the fact that like her and her whole family like disowned me once they found out that I was gay. Like her dad, who used to like love me and call me his second daughter, told me basically I can't come back to the house. So basically from there the relationship just went downhill. So I couldn't go to hang out with her, like we didn't spend time together. She wouldn't reach out to me. So we went to last year we took a trip to Paris for her birthday and it was a nice experience and I felt like it was a way for us to kind of like rekindle our relationship, because we were friends for a long time. Not as long as me and Chris, but we were friends for a while. But after the Paris trip, we just had a falling out that we just never recovered from, and that's when I really realized that that wasn't really a friend at all, because if I'm telling you what my issue is and you can't acknowledge it or you can't even have a conversation no matter how uncomfortable it is, like, you're not my friend. You're not willing to take accountability, you're not really willing to own up to the fact that you hurt me, and I don't get hurt easily. Like I told you earlier, Chris, we have Caribbean parents, so we have tough skin. So it takes a lot to get under my
Mhm.
skin. But if you get under my skin, you're gonna hear about it and you're gonna know why it bothered me, how it bothered me, you know what I mean? What you gonna do to make it right? Because guess what? We gonna either work
No.
through it or you not. You know what I mean? And when we had a discussion and I didn't really reciprocate, I didn't really receive, the response that I was hoping for in order to like mend the relationship. Actually, I got no response at all. So I was just done. Like I haven't talked to her in months. So, those kind of relationships where you feel like you're putting way too much into it, it's not worth it because you'll be draining your energy, putting yourself out there for a person that ultimately doesn't appreciate you. Like you said
Mhm.
earlier, anybody that's really your friend, that really cares about you, that really values you, they'll do what's necessary to grow because it's not really changing. You're growing and developing into a better person, to make your friend, to start it so that you're not coming off disrespectful or hurting your friends. I feel like if you're not willing to grow in that way, then you're not really my friend. So that was hard for me. because we were close, and I thought we got matching tattoos. Like I know me and you got matching tattoos too, Chris, but this was another relationship, way separate from me and yours. You know that, but it kind of hurt me, but it validated because I knew for a long time that that friendship was just like a one-way street where I'm just going up, going up and
Oh,
around and around.
I was just about to tell you that.
I
I was
know.
like, too long with that one. For too long. Jen was definitely waiting for too long with that one. She was allowing that relationship to just hold up for too long, and I wasn't really feeling it. Honestly, to be honest, I just felt like their relationship needed some work. And I mean, is it wrong for me to, like, as an outside friend, to say like that the relationship wasn't good? Like, Jen was friends with this girl, and I wasn't friends with her. She was just an associate because she was best friends with my best friend. Um but as I was on the outside observing their relationship over the course of years, the relationship was just getting weird. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, relationships really change when you go off to college, and or whenever there's a huge drastic change in your life. Relationships, your friendships change, like, that's why I think my mom kept saying, like, that a lot of times your friends are not going to be friends with you in the next 10 years from now or 20 years from now. A lot of these friends that you're friends with, they're going to slowly fade out, and it's true. They really do fade out. So, I really didn't know how to, like, figure out, like, how to keep the friendships, after that time, because I was in a place where I would love to prove my mom wrong and say, "Hey, um can I make these friendships work? Can I make them work?" So, I was in this place where I was observing I was in this place where I was observing my Jennifer's relationship. I'm sorry. I was in this place where I was observing Jennifer's relationship with this female. And I was just like, I was just like, I really didn't like y'all relationship. And I was dead wrong I felt like I was dead wrong for saying that I didn't like the relationship between you and her. Like, I don't know. I wasn't,
I
how
mean,
can I
you're
say?
entitled to your opinion because you had a different perspective. I mean, I'm sure your opinion was biased because you probably had your own reasons why you didn't like it, but ultimately you were able to see things from a different perspective. Because I remember you telling me like girl, I remember one time I called you crying, and I'm like, Chris, I was like, I went to her house and she wouldn't even come outside, and
I remember that. Oh my God.
you were like, girl, like just stop going over there. And
Yeah.
as hard as it was for me to hear that, that's what I needed to hear because that was just a validation that I needed to stop putting so much energy into someone that wasn't going to try to come out of their way to meet me anywhere within that friendship because they just weren't comfortable. So yeah, I appreciated you just being real with me in that time because I couldn't see it. I just
Yeah.
kept
You
trying.
I think you really wanted to make it work. And there's nothing wrong with you really wanting to make that relationship work. But I think that's also a big part. Like I said, forgiveness and healing is a big part of friendships because we go through phases. Friends are like family. You go through the phases all together at the same time, and you have to really be open to forgiving and taking the time to heal again and all that stuff. And if your friend is not, if the other person on the other end receiving that is not open to receiving it, because you're giving that, you're like, I want to make this work, but they're not trying to make it work, you got to let them go, girl. And for a long time I was just like, why are you pushing with this female? She does not support you. She does not value what you value, because if she did value what you valued, she would have never started treating you funny when her family found out that you were gay. Point blank period.
Hmm. Exactly.
That's not a friend. My mom asks me all the time. She's like, Jennifer gay? I say, yeah. She go, okay. I said, okay. She was like, you sure Jennifer don't like no men? I said, I'm sure. And she's like, you sure? I'm like, I'm sure, mom. I'm sure. This is what she said it is. She's like, well, what got her there? I said, honestly, mom, that's a conversation that you need to have with Jen. But at the end of the day, I don't love her no different. And that's
That's how.
her choice. And my mom said the same thing. That is your choice. That doesn't change, you know what I mean? And my mom is old school Jamaican style, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But my mom said, well, if that's what she wants, that's what she wants. But she'll probably still try to hook you up with some guy. She crazy.
I'm sure. I'm sure. But it's just a level of, like you said, letting people live their truth. Like, if you can't change a person for who they are, you can't, you know, if you're really my friend, you would have really been able to like stand your ground, even if your family wasn't comfortable with it. Why would you make me feel any different? I started to feel funny vibes between myself and her too. So it was just all validation that the people that are meant to be in your life will be there. They'll do what's necessary to keep you around. And the people that are just here for a season, you just need to learn a lesson and keep it going. Don't take it personally because, some people, it takes a level of vulnerability to take accountability for certain things. Not everybody's able to get that deep within themselves. Some people, they're okay living in ignorance. Not to call people ignorant, but really that's what it is.
Mhm.
You know you're doing wrong, but you keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's just pure ignorance,
Yeah.
but some people are who they are, and you just need to learn the lessons that you're meant to learn in that time and just keep moving, which is exactly what I did.
You know what's crazy? I'm trying to figure out, while you said all that, I'm trying to figure out where did her family even fit into this equation? Because you're not in a relationship with her family, you're in a relationship with her. So,
Yeah.
what at the end, I'm gonna be real with you. What my now I know it might contradict some things because back in the day, if you were friends with somebody and your parents didn't really like them, they tell you, "Oh, don't hang out with that girl" or something like that. But that wasn't the case between you guys. You guys been friends and you made a life choice in your life. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with their lives, and it's your life and it's your life decision, and that's what she should have corrected her parents with, because when this happened, y'all were grown. So I
Hmm.
couldn't seem to understand why she I'm thinking that I don't know why I feel like she was using it as an excuse to end your friendship.
Quite possibly. I wouldn't put anything past it. Ultimately, it started out
Can
with
I be
like,
real with you?
go ahead.
Can I be real with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
That friendship was dead then. So you should have never went to Paris with her last year.
Girl,
I'm gonna
I
be real
wanted
with
that
you.
trip. That trip was a trip that I would never
I
forget.
ain't,
But you right, the friendship
I ain't
was
gonna lie with you.
completely done.
But the thing is, you went on the trip. Okay, I told you to go on the trip of the experience, right? And to have the fun. And I was so for it because I'm like, go have your fun, girl. You're going to Paris. But at the same time, when you went on that trip, you were mad uncomfortable. You realized that that heifer was really not your friend. She wasn't for you. Because if she was for you, the way she treated you when you went on that trip, dead wrong. That's all
Mm,
I'm saying.
you're right.
That's all.
You're
You
absolutely
better
right.
start. What we need to do is start paying attention to people's postures.
Mm,
I don't know why that's my word in 2020 and I'm carrying it into 2021. Posture is everything.
mm,
Let me see your posture, because when I see how you posture yourself when you're with me, then I know that's how you're going to be with me all the time.
mhm,
Position your heart to love on me, but when you position yourself to do something else, I can't even mess with you. You get what I'm saying? If I don't see love, if I don't see your heart positioning to love on me, I shouldn't mess with you at all. I can't. And you have to fall back, girl. That girl was not I don't even know how you trust your heart with her as a friend.
I was careful. I was always careful because we had a distance relationship, like distance friendship. I lived away more than I lived in New York, Long Island. You know what I mean? So majority of our
Mhm.
friendship we were just apart because I went away to college and I moved to Boston and I was in New Jersey. So it really wasn't like we were hanging out all the time like me and you. But like you said, you have to pay attention to the posture. I feel like in that friendship,
Mhm.
like a lot of relationships, people ignore red flags. We ignore these red flags because we think people are going to get better, we think people are going to grow and things are going to change. But there was nothing really proven to me in her posture that was really showing that she was really
Mhm.
trying to go as hard in the friendship as I was. Like with you, not to compare friendship because I don't ever do this, but just to throw this under there,
Mhm.
I'm just, even when I go through my times when I'm distant and I don't talk to you for a while and I don't, I'm vague with my text, you'll just call me like, "Hey girl, what's going on?" And that means a lot to me because that makes me feel like even though, I'm not 100% full front with my feelings and emotions with you as a friend, you're still able to reach out to me when I need it, even when I don't need it, but you're always there to just check up on me. You know what I mean? And that's really what friends are for. You're always
Mhm.
there to extend the hand to let me know that you're there for me, that you're thinking about me, you're praying for me, things like that. And that's the kind of friendship that we really need to pay attention to. I feel like
Yeah.
and while we cultivate these relationships, we need to think about what our non-negotiables are, right?
Ooh,
So we always talk about
deep.
non-negotiables. We need to
I'm
figure
writing
out what
that down.
Girl, for real. Because once we know
Mhm.
what we're not willing to accept, then we can start listing all the things that we can accept because you start thinking about all the good that people bring into your life,
Mhm.
all the positive things that people bring into your life. Because honestly, it's not people bring so many different things. It depends on what you bring out of them, right? People have different personality types and different attitudes, but we need to be mindful about the people who are genuinely there for our well-being and knows what needs to be done to grow with you, as a friend. Need to figure out what a good friend really means to you because once you know what a good friend means, you'll be able to pinpoint what a bad friend is, right? So then we see all of the bad signs, the red flags that we constantly ignore, and we're just like, oh no, that's just how they are. But if we see bad behavior and we correct it in that moment, respectably, then we're able to really be able to grow as a friend. I know last podcast we talked about having expectations. I think there's nothing wrong with having or setting expectations for your
Mhm.
friend. It has to be expectations that people can reach. It can't be something that's far fetched, but it just needs to, you need to have
Yes.
boundaries for people. Otherwise, you'll be willing to accept anything, and that's not okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. I agree that there definitely should be boundaries, and there has to be a balance between them, the expectations and the boundaries. And when it comes to the boundaries, right, it's so hard because when I say it's hard, you have to know what your limits are and how far you'll cross to go hard for somebody. I don't know if that makes any sense
It
because
does.
here you are, right, Jen, in your situation where you were going you were going mad hard for this person, right? And you were I felt like if you had some boundaries, then maybe you would have realized that you were doing too much for this person,
Mhm.
you know? And in the process, you would have realized, and I think you also would have realized that you needed your expectations weren't being met
Mm,
because in the
yes.
friendship, because there was a lack of trust, there was a lack of loyalty. I mean, there was a lack of interest, and I'm gonna be honest with you, if you want to be cultivating a relationship, you you gotta ditch the judgment. And there was a lot of judgment the moment you came out to these people. Not that you came out, but they knew that you were gay. They were judging you. That's why she didn't want to be friends with you no more.
Yeah,
Judge you. What kind of friend judge somebody? It's
that's
not my
true.
place to judge you. It's not. Who am I to judge you? You get what I'm saying? As a friend.
Right.
You could have tomorrow, you could have told me you was a murderer and you killed somebody. And I would have said, this very unfortunate, no, real facts. I would have said it's very unfortunate that you killed somebody. But at the same time, that is between you and the Almighty. It's not for me to say, oh, you are a killer, because you were a killer. You get what I'm saying? But you are a different person now. I would hope that you are. So let me see you in that light. Now, I'm not saying that you making the choice. I'm sorry. I I retract that statement because I retract that. I'm not saying that you being gay is um is like murdering someone. I just want to be
Comparable.
clear.
No, I get it.
Yeah. I just want to be clear. But I'm saying that I'm not I just saying that I'm not judging you on the fact of it. Okay?
Right,
Cuz that's just not me. I can't. All I care about, Jen, I love you to death, friend. And I'm just coming from a friend that when you told me you were gay, I was okay with it. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be real with you. Who am I to be okay with your decision? It's
right,
your life. You get
right,
what I'm saying? So it's not for me to be like, well, okay, okay, if your choice, okay, you know, friend, that's not for me to say. All I'm saying is that it did not in any way, shape, or form disturb me because it is your life.
right. That's how it should be.
Okay. All I'm trying to do is to see how I can continue to support you, friend, in your journey of life, not being gay, your journey of life. How can I support you? You understand? Instead of being throwing judgments, because this friend was throwing judgments. You can't be out here not acknowledging your friend's life by saying, "Oh, because you chose to." Because what she did was she thought you chose to live that way. So because you
Mhm,
chose to live that way, I can't choose to be your friend.
mhm.
Oh, okay. So, girl,
Eat.
yes, we did. We got really deep, and I know. I just wanted us to be open because this friendship stuff is tough. It's tough. I've been in Florida and I have not really, I'm telling you, out of my time being in Florida, um, when it comes to making new friends, I've only find myself, I was able to make three and I lost one per se. Not necessarily lost, but we're not as close as we used to be. And it's because of pride pride and emotion, and we need to let that go if we want to be building healthy relationships out here. If you want to cultivate, guys, because I think people don't understand what cultivate means to grow something and produce something in massively, right? And if I want my relationship to grow, if I want to cultivate my friendship with my friend, there is no way my pride can help me do that.
Mm,
There's no way for my pride to help me do that. So, you know, I am about supporting my friends. So, you know what? Let's go into creating our application. So, we are Cynthia's in the making, y'all, and we're making our friendship application because I want to make friends. I definitely want to make more friends. Okay, being in a new state, both of us are in new locations. We're not in our hometown, and we want to. I think it's okay for us to be open to making new friends, right? I think
right,
the reason why, Jen, we weren't open is because of the fact that we were choosy about how we let people enter into our circle and our space. We're both like
right.
that. So,
Exactly.
but I think that it's unhealthy because when we find good people who can definitely feed into our lives in a positive way, we might skip over them because we so protective of that inner circle. You know?
Yeah, yeah, that makes
What do you
sense.
think?
We're missing out on possibly good relationships because we're generalizing all people based off of our past.
Jen, I don't hear you saying nothing. What you think, girl? What you think? What you think? What you think?
Yeah, I'm saying that we can't generalize all people based off of
Okay.
our past experiences. So you're absolutely right. We need to be open to just surrounding ourselves with the right people, the people that are meant for us, and to really being able to pinpoint the red flags for the people that aren't good for us, so that way we can spend more energy on the people that
Right.
really care about us. So I'm open
I
to it.
agree. And I just want to say one last thing because this is my last thing. All right. So my one moment for this before we create our whole friends application and what needs to be on there, my one moment for this is love your friends through flaws and all. That's all I'm saying.
I like that.
You got to love your friends through their flaws because I've lost a lot of friends because of my flaws. from my personal perspective. Now, I'm not saying that. Nah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there because Jen, I respect you as a friend because of the fact that you still dealt with me even through my worst, some of my worst flaws that I have. You still can, you understood me and you knew how to manage, and that's important with friends. You have to know how to manage your friends. You know your friend is a certain type of way. You got to know how to talk to them, communicate. Communication is a huge thing. Learn how to listen to your friend. Learn how to talk to your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to love on your friend. Learn how to support your friend. So my
Learn how
woe moment,
to
forget
hide
my
aside for your.
flaws.
Ooh, girl. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
What she
off.
said?
You just inspired me, but I had to take away my woe moment. You were talking about what you were learning to do for your friends, and my woe moment is learn to put your pride aside for your friends. Because that's what I was getting from all that you were saying. You got to learn to put your pride aside for the
Mhm.
people that you love.
Yeah, definitely. You and that was hard for me, girl. I ain't gonna lie. It was hard for me. And I kid you not, I'm gonna tell all my females, here's a gem for y'all. Here's a gem. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the gem? Okay. Let me move up and closer so I can tell y'all. If you learn how to cultivate a healthy friendship, okay? I'm talking in the mic now. Y'all ready? You will learn how to cultivate a healthy partnership with your man. Okay? Snap my fingers. Gem right there for y'all. Okay? Because I tell y'all now, it is aligned. Because you
Mm-hmm.
need to learn how to be friends with your man before you could be his lover. Okay? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying. The same
Yeah.
things apply. So learn. You can't be out here. Listen. Okay. I'm gonna just leave that right there for y'all. I ain't even gonna go
No,
into
girl.
details. I'm
You
gonna leave
speaking
that
facts.
right there.
You speaking all the way facts because I've been saying lately that my next relationship, I want our friendship to be stronger than anything else. Because once you have a solid friendship, everything else, it falls
Hmm.
into line. You can't go anywhere if you don't have a solid foundation within your friendship. You could be in a relationship, in a marriage, but you won't be happy, you know? So it's definitely important to know how to cultivate relationships, friendships in all aspects.
That's so
Mm,
true. And I'm so tired of people out here jumping into marriages and they never were friends. How can you marry someone that you weren't even friends with first? I just I don't know. People just don't do the whole dating process and get to know each other. Just jump into marriage. Then the shit get hard and you wondering why y'all don't know each other.
mhm.
You know what I mean? You haven't. The thing is, friendship allows you to let down that veil. That
Mm,
veil that's in front that you're hiding, where you don't want to bite into the burger because you think you're gonna look at you funny, or you don't want to fart under the sheets. Okay, I'm being real with y'all for a minute. Okay,
good.
letting down all of that, letting it down. We ain't got time for being proper. You know what I mean? Especially in this day and age, people are crazy and out here thinking they can go around and fuck everything. Sorry, excuse me, but
It's true.
you know. So, and then you wondering, girl, I wasn't trying to go into this, but yeah, some of y'all out here wondering why that he ain't into you and why he just messing with you because you went into messing, okay?
Mhm.
We wasn't even
Gave
we
him everything
That's
that
a
he
whole
don't
nother
want it
podcast,
already.
girl.
What?
Shoot.
Well, why buy the cow when you could get the milk for free? Basically, if you're giving them everything that they want without a relationship or a ring or any kind of commitment or expectations, they gonna take it and they gonna run with it. So you gotta set boundaries for
Exactly.
yourself. You gotta first love on yourself. Once you know how to love on yourself, you're gonna know how to love in a relationship. You're gonna know how to love in a
You
friendship. You're gonna know how to receive love. You're gonna know what love looks like. If you don't know what love looks like, how you gonna accept it?
My friend is dropping gems for y'all. If y'all ain't know, that's Jenny Boo. She just dropped the gems. Y'all better write notes right now, okay? Get y'all pen out and write notes. Cause this
Mm,
is facts. All right. We spitting straight facts on here for y'all right now. Okay. We hit our whole woe moment and went to a whole nother topic for y'all. It's
right?
crazy. Crazy out here. Crazy. Man, listen. We didn't even get to start. So, what needs to be on that application, girl? What needs to be on that application?
Well,
So for me, it's loyalty. Mhm.
consistency. Gotta be consistent.
Yes. Okay. So we hit the loyalty, the consistency. Hmm. I would definitely say no judgments.
Mm,
I don't know
yes.
how would I put that on my application. Like, Um, how I
Oh,
think I would do something like a scenario. You know how like when you fill in the application and they're like, how would you be if the situation was it was a shift and this manager
mm,
didn't come in at this time and you know what I mean? So this is how
mm.
mine would look. It would look like this. So how would it be in a situation if I was I don't even know how to think of a judgment situation. I don't even know how to think of one. I can't even think of one right
If you
now.
were
Like
if you were
I don't
walking
know.
the street with your family and you seen homeless Bob, I don't know, seen homeless Bob, and he asked you for some spare change, would you A, give him the side eye,
Mhm.
B, reach in your pocket and give him the change, or C, look at Chris and say, babe, you got some change?
No judgment.
No judgment. You better give him
Judgment.
that,
Ah, that was a good one. Ah,
give him
that was
that
a good
change.
one.
Don't judge that
No
man.
judgments. Listen, y'all. That's how we. That's how I. Yo, come in 2021. We out here sending out French applications. Okay. Listen.
What
Well,
else?
speaking of Nini and I just want to go. Speaking of Nini and Cynthia, that application must have been a buzz because Nini ain't do a pretty good job. Y'all went back and forth, so she ain't do a good job, and that wasn't a thorough enough application for Nini to fill out. You know what I'm
That was
saying?
a contract.
That's
That was not no real friendship. That was they didn't work on the friendship before they worked on the marriage. They did the paperwork for the friendship marriage, but they didn't actually work on the friendship.
right. That's so true. That's very true. So
Mhm,
that's another thing, guys. And being part of going through this whole cultivating your friendship, you need to make sure that you do the work, honey. You have
mhm.
to do the work. You can't be out here. I could do the application all day, but my action says it all. Like I said before, what's your posture like? So, girl, what do we need to have on our application? We were said we were gonna put loyalty, um, consistency, right?
Mm.
Uh, I said ditch the judgment, right? What else we need to add on our application?
Open-minded. Well, that's basically the same. Ditch the judgment, open-minded.
Yeah, different judgment. Oh, forgiveness. Forgiveness. We have to
Ooh,
be open to forgiveness,
yeah.
right? Yeah, we definitely need to be open for to forgiveness. And I was gonna say we need to respect each other's boundaries.
Yes,
Yeah, that needs to be on our application. Like, are you open to respecting my boundaries when I need them? Some days I'm not gonna want to talk to you.
that's true.
Some
It's
days
like
I'm
that.
gonna need my space, right? Can you
Yeah.
handle that? Are you a needy friend? Check yes or no.
Right. Yes, girl. 'Cause some people are really needy.
Yeah. Oh, are you a jealous friend? Check yes or no. That
Oh,
needs to be on there
I'm jealous.
because
You know.
I find myself being a jealous friend.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
I'm a jealous ass friend. I really am.
and I don't care. I think it's so
Yeah,
funny because
I
whenever
do
you speak to your friends, you always have to give like the introduction, like, okay, so she's really nice, but she's doesn't talk that much every time. But you know me enough to know that's how I am, and I'm comfortable with it. So I love it.
care. I be telling people like I had to do that because I'm like y'all gotta understand how she flow first. She gotta see y'all, and then she be more. Me. I'm like that, but it depends on the vibe and who Because I'm some places I'll go and I'll be ready to be down, and then there's times where I go to certain places and I'm like, Mm, I don't think I really want to talk. So yes, you definitely got to understand your friends' boundaries. Don't force your friend to go out of their way to do things. So on our application, we need to make sure that you are respecting boundaries as a friend, that you're a good listener. You willing to listen to me when I'm going through situations, and being supportive is important. Can you support me? That should be on our friends' application. So guys, guess what? We are doing something new, and what we're doing is going to be called purpose chaser letters. So, what you're going to be doing moving forward, we want you guys to interact with us. So, what you're going to do is, we now are going to have, I'm going to link it in our bio, and you're going to be able to see the information of how you can send your purpose chaser letters. So, Cultivate Her is about tapping into your purpose. So, we want to know, whatever way, shape, or form, how are you, even if you have a purpose chaser question. Hey, Jen and Christina, we got this situation going on, and we want to know how you can help us in this situation. So we want you guys to send your purpose chaser letters to us. You can email us at Cultivate Her. So we're going to have our email. Our email is going to be cultivateher@gmail.com. Okay. And then we also have a voicemail. If you don't mind calling and talking, and we're going to have a link, and you can come and talk to us and tell us what's going on. We want to hear your responses. We're going to listen to all of it. And please send your letters. We're going to add it on. And if you don't mind, we're going to also sometimes add it to the podcast so that we can hear it out and we could talk about it on here. It's going to be a topic. So we're going to have a little mini segment with that moving forward. We're trying to level up, y'all. What y'all think about that? It's going to be
That is
fun.
so cute. I love that.
Yes. So we want your PC letters, purpose chaser letters, okay? Send your purpose chaser letters. We want to know how you chasing your purpose. If it's in your relationship, or if it's at work, or if it's even within yourself, loving on you or your self-care. We want to know, okay, y'all? So we're so excited that you guys were able to come in and listen to Cultivating Your Friendship. As you know, my girl Jenny Boo, we best friends, friends, friends. We've been friends for a long time, okay? So we are so happy that you guys are out here listening. Listen, we got more episodes coming to you every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Okay? So we wanted to see y'all. Come listen, rate, subscribe, give us some love.
Yeah.
Talk to me nice with my New York voice. Talk to me nice, treat me nice, all right? So we want to see it, all right? Comment, subscribe, like, rate, give it 5 stars, all of that stuff, all right? See y'all next Tuesday.